Hey guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about Pleiadian names, which I find a really, really interesting topic. And I actually brought the topic up on my TikTok channel a while back, and I got a list and plethora of people with Pleiadian spirit guides and their names. So I thought it'd be really fun for me to talk to you a little bit about how I found out my guide's name, Raina, what I think a typical Pleiadian name sounds like, and then I want to go over the list of like all these cool names that a bunch of people on my TikTok volunteered that are their Pleiadian guides. So, um, first off, my Pleiadian spirit guide is named Raina. Contact spirit guide, whatever you want to call her. I've actually been pulled up out of body on ship and like spoken to her, but she still speaks to me telepathically. So I don't know what she is, but we talk. um, and we're soul family, and I appreciate her very much. But I remember back when I realized she was Pleiadian, because I met her like 12 years ago. I'd never heard of Pleiadians. When I understood what Pleiadians were, I was like, really? Raina? Like, that's the name of my space alien friend? Like, I know girls named Raina. That sounds so typical. And I thought I was just like, that's so funny. Um, and I told Raina that, and she was just saying that many of us are, in our creative outlets, like our writing, our art, our things like that, we oftentimes bring up past memories and names we remembered and things like that. So it's not even crazy that a lot of us who are used to live off planet and have these names, we incarnate on this planet and we remember those names even if we don't necessarily remember those lives. So I thought that was a really great, perfect explanation for why, um, as I'll read a bunch of these Pleiadian names, a lot of them are like regular names, to be honest. Um, so I started really being like, is Reina a typical Pleiadian name? Like, is that like, so I wanted to know what other people's Pleiadian guides or contacts were named. So I started researching on YouTube, and I came across a pretty famous spiritual YouTuber named Gigi Young, and she made a video years and years ago talking about how she met her Pleiadian spirit guide, blonde lady, and her name was Celine I believe, Selena. And I was like, interesting. Reina, Reina with that ah sound at the end, and her Pleiadian guide was named Selena. Interesting, right? And I was like, maybe that's just a typical name for Pleiadians, or at least female Pleiadians, I guess. And let's see. Then I had a good two friends in my friend group, who are spiritual, end up meditating on separate occasions, and they met a Pleiadian guide of theirs. My one friend Terry met a Pleiadian woman named, I think her name was Alina, honestly. Um, like just like that normal Alina name we all recognize. But then my best friend Katrina was meditating, and she'd been wanting to meet her Pleiadian guide and get like a name for like so long, and finally she got it. She messaged me, and she said that their name was Sohan, and she wasn't sure if they were male or female, but her Pleiadian guide was named Sohan. So just interesting, a lot of vowel sounds. I'm sure many of you guys follow Elena Denon. She's a contact who's male named Thorhan. Which, when my friend told me Sohan, I was like, haha, that maybe that on sound is indicative of male Pleiadian names, I guess. And she's mentioned a few other Pleiadians, like this woman named Ardana. Again, that ah sound. So I'm assuming probably more of the masculine names end with an N or an on sound, and then probably the more feminine names end with an ah sound. That's probably the typical experience, because that's honestly, it goes with all the names that I've been given. So without further ado, Here are about 20 names of Pleiadian guides that were offered to me by the beautiful, wonderful people who follow me on my spiritual TikTok channel. So here we go. Anashta. That's a pretty one. Nina. Azora. Shaylana. That one's cool. Shaylana. How do I even say this? Aikasha. Aikasha. Kara, or Kara, Cara. An Alina, another Alina. Fa'a. F-A-A. I don't know how you'd say that any other way. Sohan, like I mentioned, my friend Katrina, who's Pleiadian guide's named Sohan. Nimbra. Royona. That one's cool. Zora. Cassandra. Interesting. I had two different people tell me Aurora was their Pleiadian spirit guide. So we got two Auroras. Essia, which is really cool. Irina, kind of like Raina. I'm digging it. And Galwin, which I don't know if that's a male Pleiadian guide or a female guide, but probably assume it's a male. It's got an N at the end. But yeah, I just thought it was so interesting. I also loved that if you're a Pleiadian contactee like me, I'm endlessly interested to hear any other experience or connect more to this culture. And so I thought it was so cool that so many of the people who follow me on TikTok volunteered the names of their Pleiadian guides that I thought I just wanted to share it with you guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you can, give this video a like. I'm trying to get more likes on the videos. A bunch of people watch them, they don't like them. Give it a dislike if you want. Give me a follow. But if you guys have a Pleiadian contact or a Pleiadian guide, please drop it in the comments. I would love to add to my list, apparently. But yeah, thank you guys.